One character, dozens of jobs. Every time Peppa's family needs something, anything, she's already there, driving the bus, flying the helicopter, ringing up groceries, selling tickets, even accepting a royal commendation. So here's the puzzle you can't unsee. How does Miss Rabbit do it all? And what is Peppa Town quietly telling us? Next, the pattern that turns a throwaway gag into a real mystery. Miss Rabbit doesn't simply have work. She appears at the exact moment a problem needs solving, as if the town is wired to her heartbeat. One week, she's scanning items at the supermarket. In the same stretch, she's piloting a hot air balloon like she grew up threading ropes and reading wind. Another day, she's behind the library desk with that calm, patient cadence, and by afternoon, she's manning the ticket booth that ushers everyone toward wonder. Heatwave? She's already scooping ice cream before anyone finishes the sentence, "I could use." Nothing about this is framed as unusual inside the show. The townsfolk don't gasp, they nod. For kids, it's a friendly constant. For parents, it's a breadcrumb trail that begs to be followed. The writers aren't shrugging this off. They're leaving signals on purpose. Before theories lock down what the show itself admits, because that's where the trail gets bright. Start with identity. Miss Rabbit is Mummy Rabbit's twin and Rebecca's aunt. That one detail matters more than a family tree. It's the cleanest in-world explanation for seamless substitution. The town already expects to see a rabbit where help is needed, and twins make that expectation feel normal. Then comes the episode that practically breaks the fourth wall. The day Miss Rabbit steps away and others try to cover. The result isn't chaos for comedy's sake. It's a quiet confession that her schedule can't be replicated without something special happening behind the scenes. Finally, the royal commendation for all the hard work she does. In a universe that rarely bothers with grown-up bureaucracy, giving Miss Rabbit an award formalizes what viewers suspected. She isn't just helpful, she's structural. The show elevates a running joke into world building, and now the question shifts from, does she really do that much? To how could any world make that workload possible? With those receipts in place, walk the job map and watch the patterns snap into focus. Look up first. She's the balloon pilot who turns a raffle ticket into an afternoon drifting over green hills. Then she's the helicopter operator who trades scenery for urgency, switching from calm tours to clear-headed rescues. Drop to street level, and she's answering a fire call. That's sirens slicing the air while she does the most adult job in a world that loves puddles. Transport is everywhere. She's driving the bus that makes school trips possible, the quiet engine that carries little adventures from door to door. At the airport, she's the steady presence who gets families from check-in to lift-off without tears or lost hats. Slide into the everyday and you find her at the library desk, the supermarket till, the aquarium ticket window, the places where patience and small kindnesses keep a town running between big moments. Even the recycling center matters. That's where order lives, the backstage gear that prevents mess from turning into mayhem. Put those roles together and you don't get random multitasking. You get emergency response, logistics, retail, and public administration. The skeleton of Peppa Town with one familiar face at every joint. So how can any of that be real inside the story? Time to stress test the best explanations. Theory 1, there are many Miss Rabbits. The playful fan favorite says the quiet part out loud, there isn't one Miss Rabbit, there are many. Not necessarily sci-fi clones, more likely cousins, siblings, a family network so tight that the name becomes a signal rather than a biography. It fits everything we see. The twin detail sets the tone. The day off fiasco proves that another rabbit can step into roles convincingly. The town never flinches when a rabbit is on duty. The uniform is the person. In this lens, Miss Rabbit is a dependable interface the public recognizes while trained relatives rotate behind that interface. The schedule stops looking impossible because you've multiplied the worker while keeping the brand singular. You can be everywhere if you as a team operating under one name. It's funny on the surface and weirdly sensible underneath. But maybe the trick isn't multiplicity. Maybe it's the clock you never see. Theories 2 and 3. Elastic time and the on-demand wink. Cartoon time bends. Scenes compress hours into moments. Edits erase commutes, paperwork, and the lag between one role and the next. Within that elastic clock, Miss Rabbit's shift changes look effortless because the story protects momentum. You see only the exact seconds that matter. Even so, the royal commendation pins her workload inside the fiction. The characters themselves recognize that she's exceptional, not just lucky with editing. Layered on top is a clean wink to the grown-ups watching. Miss Rabbit as the on-demand worker. She's the person who always says yes, the friend everyone calls because she'll get it done. The side hustle all-star turned into a smiling cartoon constant. Parents see the joke because every real community relies on a short list of hyper-competent people who smooth rough edges daily. Kids just see their favorite helper reappear. That dual readability is why the gag stays fresh. One episode at a time, it flatters both audiences. Still, there's a more structural way to read it, one that treats Miss Rabbit like an organization, not an anomaly. Theories 4 and 5, Family Franchise and Municipal Contractor. Imagine Miss Rabbit as a title that belongs to a family franchise. On the Rabbit kitchen wall hangs a rota: bus duty at dawn, library desk at midday, ticket booth in the afternoon, emergency standby at 4. Whoever's certified takes the slot. The name on the badge stays the same, so the town gets one promise: when you see Miss Rabbit, problems get solved. Now scale it to a civic model. Peppa Town outsources a mosaic of services to a single trusted operator, call it Rabbit Services. Transport, tourist concessions, retail touchpoints, recycling, and emergency support live under one umbrella. Cross-training explains why a rabbit can pivot from customer service to safety-critical roles. Family staffing explains why handoffs feel invisible. The Queen's commendation reads like a public thank you to the contractor who quietly keeps everything humming. If you follow that thread back through the episodes, each story reads like a case file. The balloon ride is tourism revenue on fete days. The helicopter is a contracted emergency platform with vetted pilots. Fire response is mutual aid designed for small towns. The library, supermarket, and ticket booths are front-of-house operations executed with the same cheerful standard. Even the ice cream cart is more than a treat. It's crowd management with sprinkles. In that frame, the Miss Rabbit problem stops being a paradox and becomes a model, a family cooperative delivering reliability at every hinge of daily life. With every lens on the table, what does it add up to, and why does it keep you watching? So after all the theories and the trail of little clues, Miss Rabbit stands exactly where she began, right in the middle of everything. Whether you see her as a team in one name, a marvel of cartoon time, a gentle wink at the gig economy, or the friendly face of a family franchise that quietly keeps Peppa Town on track, the result is the same. She is the rhythm of the town. The buses roll because she turns the key. The rescues happen because she knows the checklist. The small joys work, the tickets, the books, the ice cream, because someone patient shows up again and again and makes ordinary moments feel easy. That's why the bit never gets old. The recognition scene with the Queen is more than a medal, it's the story tipping its hat to the person who carries the weight without demanding the spotlight. And it leaves you with a simple rule for Peppa Town. When Miss Rabbit appears, the day moves forward. When she's gone, you notice the drag in the gears. That tension between how impossible her schedule seems and how natural it feels on screen is the secret that keeps you watching, guessing, and smiling when she pops up in yet another place she doesn't have time to be. Here's where we leave it. One rabbit, many hats, and a town that stays gentle because someone is always willing to say yes. If you want to keep the mystery rolling, there's another puzzle hiding in plain sight. How come Edmund Elephant is so clever? If that question's been sitting at the back of your mind, you're not alone. Stick around and we'll pull on that thread next.